So the anatomy of an app, the anatomy of an op, they will demean and degrade you and hang around those that do. And they'll demean and degrade you so much to where they become desensitized to it, right? It doesn't bother them. It's just something, this is a matter of fact thing. So now their demeaning and degrading attitudes become facts in their minds about you because they're desensitized to it. They begin to be so desensitized to how they're demeaning and degrading you. They then dehumanize you. You're no longer a human in their eyes. You don't have feelings or emotions. You don't have your own goals. You don't have your own destiny. You don't have your own family. You begin to be this two-dimensional plaything that they can jeer and mock, and it doesn't matter because you don't matter because you're not a human. And I have safety and I have support in what I'm doing towards you. So that's what the anatomy of an op is. That's the allure of an op. Now, the more that they do this, obviously, they are not acting out of love. An op is also given to flattery. And most people think flattery is a beautiful thing, but flattery can destroy you and it worketh ruin. So flattery means excessive, insincere, they're very insincere. It's excessive, insincere, gassing up, right? It's things to forward someone's agenda. So remember, an op, okay, is not a person that operates out of love. So therefore, they'll be gravitated towards things that are laced with, addiction, greed, sex, things of that nature. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Okay? And they're so attracted and so tempted by those things. And normally sex, drug, and rock and roll is not a love-based lifestyle. So that way they're given over to flattery. And that's how they attract gold diggers and attract users, people that abnormally abusers, people that abnormally use them, because everyone is used, right? It's not in a bad way. To be used is not a bad thing. Like you ask God to use you or your jobs use you, right? But when someone's to use you abnormally, it's abuse. So they attract abusers. A lot of them, they're covert and they don't know about it because they're coming to them with flattery. Because they're after sex, drug, and rock and rolls, because their lifestyle is not one that's laced out of love and genuineness and sincerity. So remember, they demean and degrade you till they become desensitized to it, okay? And then they dehumanize you and they cleave to flatterers. So now the fake flattery is stuff they're fed by. And they've been around so many, cantankerous conversations with bad company, they begin to become in covenant and contract with those people. So now they have cantankerous people's backs, and they'll begin to throw you to the wolves. They'll throw you to the wolves and then, leave you to die and laugh about it. Because remember, bad company corrupts good manners. So there wants good manners, and manners is not just about being polite. Manners is an outward manifestation of your personality and of your desire. So when you used to have, decent desires and a pleasant personality, if you keep hanging around bad company of sex, drug, and rock and roll and a oppy-based lifestyle, hate-based lifestyle, you're going to end up having corrupt manners. They're corrupting your manners. They're corrupting your personality and your desires. So now your personality is not pleasant. It's poisonous. And your desires is not delightful, is detrimental to other people. So you're as long as your desires are met, it doesn't matter. So now you're going into a place of selfishness. So it's not a place of love. It's not unconditional love. You're in a place of what they call conditional love. And I would say that it's not really love. It's more so like, conditional selfishness. I'll stick around you as long as I get something that I want. And they will trust those people and that lifestyle over anything you say. They would choose to be fed. An op chooses to be fed by flattery. Remember, it means excessive, insincere, just to flatter you in order to forward one's agenda. That's what flattery means. Go look it up. All right. So that's what they're fed by, and they're comforted by being in cantankerous conversations with bad company and corrupt mannered people. So now they become ill mannered. That's how you'll notice someone that you used to know that could have been respectful and pleasant, okay, and delightful. They can become disrespectful and blatantly after a while when they get so comfortable with it, and not pleasant but very poisonous towards you, very venomous. And it can be, it's not, it can be, it's very shocking. I've had this happen with several people, family, ex-friends, wannabe lovers, ex-lovers, baby daddy. And most people will say, well, you're the common denominator. How did this happen to you? Because we have an op society now. It's cute to throw shade and be an op. People are gravitated towards that. So it is what it is, You have to adapt. And the way you adapt is to cut those people off. Because it said if they were for you, they would have continued with you. Okay? They chose not to, even so, and some people could be around you and choose not to continue with you because, I've had people and still they're around and they kind of group with ops, right? So I'm telling you about the anatomy of an op, okay? And then that's why every time they communicate with you, it's full of mockery, jeering, copycatting to cause irritation. They don't come in peace, they come in peril. You know what I mean? It's what they call like false brethren. People who you probably were supposed to be close to, but they chose to cut you. And they cut you for cash, cut you for clout, cut you for coochie, cut you for cock. Cut you for cantankerous, corrupt covenants. Cut you for bad company, okay? That's the anatomy of an op. They're fed by flattery. They prefer a lifestyle of sex, drug, and rock and roll. They are a bona fide, covert or overt hater. And they are surrounded by people who support that hater lifestyle of being a hater, unfortunately, to you or to a group of people or whatever. And that's how they operate. And that's what they're fed by. So it's kind of like once a beautiful vessel was filled up with nurturing and beautifulness and pleasantness, can pour itself out to not want to hold that anymore, okay? Because it wants company and wants clout. So they want company and clout and coochie and cock so bad and cash so bad, they'll pour all of that pleasantness out and release all of the way they was raised, lessons we was taught as children. And that's why you'll start seeing them behaving like a juvenile way, because they begin to be reborn into a different persona of themselves. Their personality is not the same. So that's how you can have one person that you used to be friends with, you're not friends with anymore. A family member you were close to, and you would never be close to them again. A lover that you could have loved for eternity, that you couldn't trust as far as you could throw them. That's how that goes. And that's the anatomy of an op. And it always, betrayal and oppy behavior, the agenda of it is always to hurt you with those closest to you. If somebody that you don't really know, it'd be an irritant or like, how dare you? It can hurt your feelings, but it's not going to be as deep or as effective as if it was a mother or father, an ex-wife or ex-husband, or your husband or wife, or baby daddy, baby mama, or your friend or best friend, or your siblings, or, you know what I mean? Or mentors or people you looked up to in the past. It wouldn't be as effective. Now, trust me, I've been hit in every area like that, okay? So, just wanted to let you guys know that that's the anatomy of an op. Okay, we are in an op society. It's cute now. They even have people named Queen and King Ops and all sorts of stuff. And you can see that they get a lot of views. People are gravitated towards watching and seeing that type of energy. And that's what's popular and popping now, is to be an op, to operate two-faced it, to be double-dealing, double agent. I like you, but I really don't fucking like you. That type of thing. I love to be around people and talk about your ass and demean and degrade you, and you ain't worth shit. And, I want to shit on you and I'm better than you and I can replace you anytime, bitch. And some people are replaceable. They found that out in the long run. But remember, an op is not operating out of love, so they operate out of pride. They don't have no humility. You have to have love to be humble. They don't got no humility. They'll fake it, but they ain't got it. Cause ain't no way no humble, loving person is gonna act like that towards another person, especially a person that mean you no harm. So they begin to hate. You know, they hang around people. They begin to hate people um, that they used to probably could have relate to. And so you think you better than me. You think you're just so good. You're so nice, and they could become obsessed with finding stuff wrong that you did. See, you ain't as good. They'll blow it out of proportion and make a show out of it and call you to the red carpet and call you to the carpet, if you will, in front of people and, try to sun you in front of people and minimize your accomplishments. And if they found out anything you do and they want to run to it and do it bigger than you. That's the anatomy of an op. And that's the society, if you really look at it. That's where we at. Your talents are my talents, and what you could do, I could do better, which is not the truth. Everybody's not created equal. And that's actually a good thing. Everybody can't do everything. Like, I don't know how to ice skate. So I can't go up to Nancy Kerrigan like, bitch, watch me ice skate. Like, I don't know how to do that. And if you could naturally do something, you still have to hone in on your natural abilities and your talents and learn more about it and work it, right? So people thinking they could just pick up where you left off is just, to me, it's really, and it's come from a place of arrogance and pride. And that's a lot of times that's where if you look at ops, you don't see no humble ops. They'll act like they're humble, but they're not damn humble. Okay, they'll frame and fake humility to get around you. Okay, try to know your business so they can one up you. They're always in this one upping behavior. They love to get partners, and their partners, you would think that they will be focused on the love towards each other, and towards whatever they're building, and coming together and place it around in their life and their friends and their family. But they'll come together with partnerships and friendships of people that enjoy that type of behavior. They really do. They enjoy it. That's the anatomy of ops. Beware of the ops. Steer clear of them. Now, if they were once friends and they're now foes, if they were once an ally, now an op chooses to be your enemy. It has nothing to do with anything that you did. Everybody gets mad or hurt. You could choose to walk away and move on with your life. An op chooses not to walk away and move on with their life. They're going to make you pay. They're going to be upset. They want to ruin your life. That's what ops do. Okay? So they choose to be your enemy when they could have been an ally. They choose to be your foe when they could have been a friend. Right? And they could have choose to fuck you over instead of fight with you. That's what they choose. That's their choice. And in the end, we have to respect everyone's choices, even though these are disrespectful, laced people. You have to respect their choices, and the way you respect it is, again, if they were for you, they would have continued with you. So they're not for you. So when you forgive, you're giving them over to what they're for. But they say she for the streets, get their ass over to the streets. They for the hoes, where the hoes at? Get their ass over to them hoes, them gold digging ass hoes. That's going to break their pockets and break their mind and break their soul and their spirit, because you ain't around no nurturing feminine energies. Remember, you fed by flattery. So you have to give those people over to that stuff, right? And then you going to go on your journey of healing and trying to remove any residue of the ops that wanted to work ruin in your life. All right? It'll be very painful. It's very shocking, especially when it's people that you looked out for or that you genuinely loved. And any compliments you give them, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Any compliments that you give an op, right, they will never receive it from you. They'll actually hate you for giving them compliments. I've had people that I've loved deeply, and I gave them genuine compliments, and they just couldn't receive it. They'll just minimal, like, oh, no. But then I will watch them, be gassed up and fed by fake-ass flattery, and then give to those people. I mean, almost will break themselves, almost break their damn neck, giving to people that are obviously flattering you to further their own agenda. They're insincere. You know what I mean? And they really love that. They love that. So they hate your compliments. They begin to hate you. They hate what you stand for, hate what you do. And these could be people you used to be really close to, or had a potential of being really close to forever, truly, the rest of your lives. And they didn't want to choose that. They didn't want to carry, having a pleasant personality. They wanted to release that. Anything that they were raised about, how to treat people, they want to release that. Like you have to watch how a person treats the janitor and the CEO. They released all of those lessons, right? And they love the shit on the janitor and praise the CEO. They become partial. They become even more prideful, even more arrogant, and they begin to have disdain and hate for you. And they begin to love the people that hate you because they hate you. And then this is past a hater. This is now an op, and it can turn into an assassin where they want to just get rid of you through like a genocidal, homicidal nature towards you because you don't deserve to be here because you don't operate like I do. Because I am an operator. I'm an op. And that's the anatomy of an op, guys. And how do I know that? Because I've walked through people doing me like that. And happily did. There's still of them. They have a lot of them. They have no remorse. I see them from a distance. I don't look for no apology. They ain't gonna give there's no apology for any of that behavior. But whatever they do is between them and God. Don't try to argue with an op. You will never win an argument with them. Remember, they've been reborn into a different personality. They don't even see things the way that you see things. They don't look at things through the human eye of human decency. Okay. They don't look at stuff like that. Respecting your human rights, respecting you as a human being. They don't look at stuff like that, okay, anymore. You can say, well, you used to be, and you'll get stuck there. You got to pull yourself up and look at things for where they are. People change, and people do evolve, and it's not always what we consider in a good light, right? So let them forgive them, give them over to what they're for. Let them keep their dehumanizing, their demeaning, degrading, mockery, and then their disdain for you and their hatred for you. You're going to have to continuously release that, shield yourself from it by not being around them. And if you do, I wouldn't emotionally attach to them because they're not, obviously that person that acts like that is not a safe emotional space for you. Okay? You can never really express yourself to them. You can't be vulnerable before them because any vulnerability, they weaponize it. Any of your imperfections, mistakes or mishaps or things that happen in life, they're going to weaponize it. Okay? And they're going to run to the people that feed them fake flattery, right? And they're going to be fed off of whatever's happening to you, okay? And then they'll have a sense of love, of camaraderie with cantankerous, company that holds corrupt conversations about you. And they begin to love that. And their communication begins to be off. So they begin to respect people that demean and disgrace you. And they begin to hate you for complimenting them or trying to be nice to them. So cut them loose. Okay? That's the anatomy of an op, guys. So when people say, oh, those the ops, you the ops. Yeah, that shit run deep. Okay? And they hate for you runs even deeper. Peace.